David speaks of an awakening. Wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead. Christ will shine on you. This awakening is an invitation to spiritual enlightenment, to rise from the slumbers of ignorance and let the light of Christ illuminate our lives. We then journey to the beginning of time, where Proverbs tells us that the Lord possessed wisdom at the start of his work, setting the foundations of the earth and establishing the heavens. Wisdom, it seems, was the master workman, an integral part of creation, rejoicing in the inhabited world and delighting in the children of man. In the book of Daniel, we learn of the divine power that changes times and seasons, deposes kings, and raises up others. The Lord gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the discerning, reminding us that our journey is not just physical, but also intellectual and spiritual. Our journey then takes us to the New Testament, where Paul, in his second letter to the Corinthians, reminds us of the importance of parental responsibility. He says, "Children should not have to save up for their parents, but parents for their children." This reinforces the idea of generational stewardship and the responsibility we have to provide for those who come after us. In the Gospel of Matthew, we are given the Great Commission. Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations. This task is not just for the apostles, but for all who follow Christ. It's a call to share the light of Christ that we have awakened to with the world. The journey then leads us through the Psalms, where we find comfort and assurance in the presence of the Lord, even in the darkest valleys of life. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, the Lord was my support. This passage reassures us that no matter how difficult our journey becomes, we are not alone. Lastly, we end our journey with a stark contrast between the righteous and the wicked in Psalm 1. The righteous man is like a tree planted by streams of water, prospering in all he does. However, the wicked are like chaff driven off by the wind, destined to perish. So, what can we take away from this spiritual journey through the scriptures? We learn that wisdom is integral to our spiritual journey, that we have a responsibility to share the light of Christ, and that regardless of the challenges we face, we are not alone. We are reminded of the contrast between the path of the righteous and the way of the wicked, and the ultimate fate of each. Remember, as you walk your spiritual journey, Christ will shine on you. Wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead. May these biblical passages inspire and guide you on your path.